plan on how you spend your
I like
available
that.
resources.
Plan on how to use the available resources. Give it to her. So meaning that when we talk about budget, all of you understand budget. Good. So
The youth budget advocacy group consists of youth from various groups in the community. We bring them on board and then give them 1 week or 2 weeks training.
The training consists of budget advocacy for child rights protection, budget analysis, the budget process, and then the entry points of engagements, and then we have the advocacy skills.
Child rights protection, because we actually want to enlighten the youth to know the abuses that are going against our children in the country.
And by law in Ghana, we say a child is a person below the age of 18. And we look at some of the rights the child has, that is the right to good education, good health, good drinking water, good access to everything. And then we look, when it comes to the violation, we look at some of the violations that fight against the rights of children. That is child trafficking, child abuse, child labor.
We basically also train them on the budget, how they can use the budget to fight against the rights of children in the country.
We want the youth and the children involved in this budget advocacy project to develop the key interests in analyzing their district's national and even family budget to ensure that issues affecting children and the youth are addressed by such budgets.
What we try to do is we try to let the children know, we assess the needs of the children, and then try to compare it with what has been stated in the budget, whether they really address the needs of the children in the community, and how can we also, or the children, also effectively engage with policymakers in order to influence the budget process and the implementation.
Their needs is what they are looking at. And if their need is not addressed during the budget process in the district assembly, they have their right to challenge or to influence this system.
If you don't know that there's anything for you, you don't actually call for it. But now they've known that, oh, there's a component at the assembly's budget that relates to the youth development and the education. So at any time, they can now call for that particular facility for which they can tap into it and which will help them in their development, which otherwise they wouldn't have done it.
The project has really affected my life in a positive way. This is to say I've built up my self-confidence, self-assertiveness, and also lovely, I've realized I could go to the DCE's office anytime to ask of a national budget, analyze it, and advocate for child rights protection. And also, I can also manage my money very well nowadays.
Formerly, he may not have known, or she may not have known the importance of that thing. But now, he knows that when I sit here and I want to go to school and I don't have money, I can even apply through the assembly and get it.
I have learned a lot from it. At first, I was not even able to explain what child right was. But through the workshop and the budget advocacy, now I can really explain our budget is, and then the child protection.
Me as a DC now, for instance, anytime they are preparing budgets, it helps me as well to ensure that I noted children and youth in this particular area. And I think that's a wonderful thing that everybody that comes here may learn from.
The budget advocacy project is targeting the youth in Africa, including those in Ghana. Why? Because the youth and children are the future leaders. And whatever decision that the politicians and the elders and old people are taking today, they must be consulted and their views should be taken into consideration.